SOS. SOS is moving his dudes in. All right, there we are, Falcon Paladin fans. It is Falcon Paladin. He is here. He's a little bit under the weather, feeling pretty good, just kind of gunky. Got a preview yesterday of what's going on here, but I'm feeling good. So we're gonna cast some StarCraft. We'll see if I still feel good after a couple of hours, and let's go ahead and get ready. Dun, 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 sharing a clip to the YouTube channel. How's it going, Tarsurian? How's it going, Nim O Noom? Happy Friday. Glad to see you guys here. Okay, nailed it. We're good. We're there. We are ready to rock when it comes right down to it. Let's go ahead and make sure that we have options available for people to bet their channel points on whatnot. Yesterday, the stream was very stable, so I'm knocking on wood to say that it's going to be stable again today as well. Everybody can hope for that, right? Right. So what's going on today? Yesterday was the NFL draft. Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' kid, did not get drafted on the first day. He was projected as a top 5 pick by Mel Kiper from ESPN. The lesson for that is, even the experts can be very, very wrong sometimes. Whew, what else? Watch some NBA stuff. How's it going, Astrid? Oh, your husband wants you to play today, and you've never played StarCraft before. Goodness. All right. I gotcha. That's going to be an interesting experience to play StarCraft for the first time in 2025. I like it. I like people doing new things. Let's see, NBA playoffs. The Nuggets got blown out by the Clippers, who looked really, really good. Memphis was blowing out OKC in a very surprising first half. How's it going, Eskia? Very surprising first half in that game. And then Ja Morant got injured. He got hit going up for a shot, fell, and injured his hip, I believe they said. And so he was out for the second half, and OKC came back and won. Because the Memphis Grizzlies, without their best player, aren't that great of a team. I mean, they're not that great of a team with Ja most of the time anyway, but without him, they had no chance. So that hurt a lot. And yeah, so, I mean, those were the games yesterday. Some interesting NBA shenaniganry, without a doubt. So we'll see how the playoffs continue. But for now, we have StarCraft here. Excuse me. Let me check something here real quick. Okay, nailed it. We're good. So, who do we have in the folder today for 2024? That is a question for the ages. Tomorrow, we actually have an incredible game ready and scheduled to go here. Let me remember exactly what map it's on here, but for tomorrow, yeah, we have an insane Larva versus Speed TVZ, 40 minutes plus long, and it's on Dominator. So look forward to that if you're a TVZ fan. Gonna be some good stuff. Let's head on over. I keep going to the wrong folder here. Again, a little bit under the weather today, but we're in the Cast This folder. We're in 2024. We've got PVT, 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 TVZ, PVT, PVZ. Okay, so we're pretty much out of the PVT woods once we get through this group here. So let's go quickly versus RoyaL on Radeon. We like RoyaL a lot. ASL champion, RoyaL up-and-coming guy. Happy. Wait, where are we with this? Back. Did I not finish that? Oh, I didn't. Didn't finish that prediction from last night. Huh. Alright, so who do we have here? Quickly and RoyaL? We sure do. We'll go quickly because Q comes before R in alphabetical order. Which is always something I always feel like, as a kid especially, but today as well, I felt like the concept of Q should be towards the end of the alphabet rather than where it is. It is towards the end, but it should be after other letters. It should be close to like Z and Y, but instead it's before R and S and T. That's ridiculous. Bottom right, it is a green Terran player. It is RoyaL. And in the bottom left, we have Quickly. Quickly, ready to rock. Got our prediction rolling out there in the Twitch dimension. Let's go at ×2 speed on this thing, because no proxy opening. And in fact, there's your gate. Ooh, we've had like 3 Nexus first games yesterday in PvT, and just none of them... Well, they had different openings and different outcomes. It was very interesting. And today, we are 0 for 1 on Nexus firsts, which again, not maybe as common as I think these replays can make them seem. RJB sends us these replays, and if they're interesting, you know, there's a higher chance of them getting sent, and a Nexus first is definitely very interesting. If the players both get their gas, right, and they both get factory, they both get it, well, factory, cybercore, Dragoon range, etc. Let's see if Quickly goes for the expand. He is. He's going to go for the expand. He recognizes that he doesn't feel like he needs Dragoon range. He scouted the factory. But he still feels... No, he does. Wow, okay. He's going for range after he already had like 250 gas. So he's kind of late on that if he wanted it. You can't kill him for that necessarily, though. He'll be fine, right? Range is on the way. Dragoons without range can handle the vultures, really no problem. And he's going to push with a rangeless Dragoon and a probe here. I don't know how I feel about that. But he does get a Marine kill. He's taking a lot of damage. 50% on the HP. Their shields are totally gone on our Mr. Dragoon. Daryl the Dragoon. Danny the Dragoon. Ugh, big sneezes here. Robo. Back to ×2. Bunker up with the expansion. Singularity charge just about done. But we should have... Yeah, I'm going to say we have a tank on the way. I don't imagine really any Dragoon pressure here at all. Bunker just for extreme, extreme safety right now. That's fair. That's reasonable. All right, so Robo finishing up. We're going to go for Reavers. Are we going to go for the Observers? These are questions that are on the minds of every Protoss player right now. What do we think about it? Nice. Stutter step in. Taking down that Spider Mine. Vulture doesn't even get into the natural base either. That's some killer, killer impressive stuff. Really, really nice. Second factory on the way. Third base getting set up here by Quickly because, you know, 2 basing Terran, pretty scary stuff. Having a third base means you are generally going to be safer when the attack finally comes. Armory on the way. He's worried about Reaver tech. Maybe he just wants to pick off some mobs. And Goliaths are pretty good against that too. I mean, it's just getting an armory and getting those Goliaths in this matchup. You just do it. You want to kill obs. Yeah, this attack pulls back a little bit. You want to kill arbiters. You want to kill carriers. You want to kill shuttles. There's going to be one of those things. Obs and another thing. So probably 2 in this game. So for a long time, PvT was just a lot of like siege tanks and vultures and not really any Goliaths at all. Terran didn't really care that much about getting scouted, I guess. But there's the robotic support bay. He's making a Reaver. He's working on shuttle speed. But more and more these days, players are just getting Goliaths out as a matter of fact. As this shuttle, is that a fake out? It's a fake out shuttle. He used that to scout with and to pull the whole army back because he was worried about a Reaver. But there wasn't a Reaver in that shuttle. That's kind of cute. That's kind of a fun move out of quickly. See, look, now there's a Reaver. The timing on the Robo-Bay makes a lot of sense with that.
I'll see you dead for this, Kerrigan.
Uh-oh.
For Phoenix, and all the others who got caught between you and your mad quest for power.
What's up, Bargo? Thanks for pledging on patreon.com/FalconPaladin. Reaver attack over onto the left side at the third base. Getting chased away by some Dragoons there, too. One of them does go down. Yeah, YH, this channel does not actually have TTS cast. Hasn't been monetized yet.
My child, and you
Rubber duck.
the glory that is your birthright. Know that I am the Overmind, the eternal will of the Swarm, and that you have been created to serve me.
Rubber duck, thanks for following out on Twitch. Yeah, we got to get 500 subs out on the YouTube channel here. And something like 3,000 views or something. It's not that hard. We should be able to get there within the next couple of weeks, assuming we keep streaming out here. No, not the Senators. Down 0-3 to the Maple Leafs. Terrible, terrible, terrible. May the Senators improve their lot. Okay, Reaver poking in. Not losing one yet, but has taken a hit on each of them, I think. That's definitely a siege tank shot. This might just be some Goliath hits. Fourth base by our guy quickly, and maybe thinking about getting a fifth base off the left side here too. Yeah, you're on Radion. We'll see who takes these bases. I think these bases are good to take. They're easy to defend. Kind of have to drop to deal with it a lot of the time. Although, I don't know. Terran's Park and siege tanks on the low ground here can break pretty much any kind of a base. Psystorm's on the way. Science facility, second to armory. You know, a little bit of pressure here from RoyaL, but nothing all that crazy from our guy. He's got obs. He's got Dragoons. I don't know why he's not clearing out the spider mine. Dude. Maybe he's like worried about other stuff here, but I mean, at the very least, clear it out. Reaver gets inside the net. Almost takes down a missile turret. No real shots on those tanks either. Worker count 62 for our Terran. I think he was able to pull those guys out of there pretty effectively. Finally, clears out the spider mine. Going to clear out this spider mine too. Oh, look at this. Two could play this game, says RoyaL. Goes for the drop. I might red versus blue this, just because this green versus green is pretty tough on the minimap watching skills. He's got a tank in here, and he decides to go ahead and unload at the top of the ramp. Maybe siege the tank up. Tries to spider mine this round of zealots that comes out. That's a great answer to this, by the way. Fantastic answer to the unload of a tank is a round of zealots popping out there. And these Dragoons can't actually get back into the spot to deal with this because they're blocked in by his own Sim City. Oh, that's a crazy good move. I love that out of RoyaL. Zealots can kind of, sort of, they can get around the outside there. But denies mining, kills a couple probes. Not a bad little move on this map on Radion. I like that. Yeah, if your enemy is going to block off the front, drop in the back. And then they can't respond. What a ginormous tank line this is. We got 1-1 upgrades on these tanks. We got 1-0 upgrades onto the ground units for the Protoss. Expanding top left. Trying to keep ahead because RoyaL's expansion timings are pretty aggressive here too. That is a fourth base from him at 14 minutes. Canaran Amulets getting researched. He's going to be shuttles. It's going to be Psystorm. It's going to be speed lots, right? All these things are going to be very key. EMP is getting researched to try to counter the little High Templar here as well. Zealot just running in, trying to get a scout off on what exactly is in this comp, and it's a lot of tanks, bro. Many, many, many siege tanks there. Okay, so giant tank line. RoyaL's not being that aggressive, right? He's just kind of setting up, establishing his 4th base, trying to make sure he can take it without a counterattack from the Protoss. But, I mean, he's maxed out. It's probably time to move out here and try to get some stuff done. Ye old Spazzin' Vulture is spazzing pretty hard here. Vultures poking, but good Sim City. Again, the front is fairly well covered here by Quickly. Very specific style of setting up defense on these bases, both very similar. Not so much here, but I guess he wants more access to those bases with the actual army units. Sneaking a drop as the Terran starts pushing from a right to left here. He's got a drop, maybe going into this 4th base. There's one turret with another one finishing up very soon. Psystorm, I think first one of the day, getting tossed out. We got a +1 attack, or +2 attack for the Terran here. +3 is actually on the way at 16 minutes, because it's RoyaL. Upgrade timings are good. Is this actually a drop? Quickly may have forgotten about this drop in the face of this very dangerous push. All of his APM is going to trying to slow this thing down. Try to force RoyaL to go back home. D-Matrix keeps that tank alive for another half a second. Not exactly great there. Yeah, I keep thinking these guys are going to go. But now it's too late, right? We got spider mines. We've got turrets. We have siege tanks. It's adequately defended against a drop. Man, this push, a better Protoss player would have taken the chance to go in there while the Terran was distracted with a push across the middle. I don't know why RoyaL's going home. Why the heck is RoyaL going home? RoyaL has no reason to go home right now. Oh, now he goes for it. Now he tries to drop in here. Gets a Psystorm off. Oh, does kill a couple tanks and a couple missile turrets. Could have been worse. SCVs got pulled. 60 workers still remain for the Terran. But, man, Quickly's got yet another base. This is his 6th base. But look at this, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases on the way from RoyaL, and going to be able to set up a base in the top right for a 6th of his own. This is looking pretty disastrous out of Quickly. You can't split the map in half here. He is getting a nice flank attack up, trying to catch these guys sleeping, trying to catch them unsieged. But no, not so much. I don't know if this pylon is him trying to set up a base. He should set up a base. He should set it up right here. He should set this base up too. If he wants a chance to win this game, I think he needs 2 bases of income over RoyaL, but just because RoyaL's that good at this matchup. This might be his best matchup as PvT. He decides to kind of half-heartedly engage here, but no, not even close. 2-0 upgrades on the Goons. 3-2 on this Terran. D-Matrix, once again, Just buying extra little seconds here, but just barely a couple seconds. Not even, you know, when you say seconds, it could be as many 59 seconds. You could say it's 347 seconds. You could say 8,000 seconds. When you say seconds, you're not being very specific, but usually just means a couple, maybe 4 or 5 at the most. Actually, that's a good question. What's up, Cardiox? How's it going, man? Happiest of Fridays. I don't know. What's chat's answer to that question? If somebody says, give me a few seconds, what do you think that is? You think that's 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds? Over a minute? Where do you think that usually lands? Hey, +1 air. And a Stargate coming in from Quickly as he decided, okay, this is going pretty poorly for me. I've got a lot of bases, but so does the Terran. Arcadiok says a few seconds should be less than 30. Okay, so you allow up to 29. Good, High Templar. Attempted snipe. Attempted assassination of that High Templar. He gets saved by the Psystorm and his Dragoon buddies. He scans out, sees the gates, sees this base. Does he see the fleet beacon? Maybe. He's scanning this base again. No, he's got a dropship in there. That's what that is. Let's see when he figures out it is, in fact, carriers. Because right now, I don't think that he knows. Quickly charging in. Yeah, YH. Seen that. The Bitcoin result, very funny. Quickly, top right. Yeah, so he's splitting the map in half. I don't think he knows that there are... I don't think he knows there are carriers yet. He's replacing his losses with tanks and vultures. Of course, if you can get up here and wipe out these top left bases, I'm not sure how much it matters. Okay. Just gotta hold it back. Holding him back here is Quickly. Buying time. Yeah, man. There you go. Quickly has started carrier production 3 at a time here at 22 minutes. This SCV's job is to kill an entire pylon. Ah, a Cardiac says, if you say a few seconds and it goes longer than 1 minute, you should ask for a minute. Or a few minutes if you go past 1 minute. That makes sense. I agree with that. I'm waiting for RoyaL. He has to. He has to scout this out. Oh, he does. There's the scan. There's the triple Stargate. And there's the fleet beacon. So now he knows. So now he goes, right? That is the answer to this from the Terran perspective. If you're not ready for carriers and you're maxed out, you better push. Try to kill as much of this as you can. Sniping High Templar is a massive priority. Obviously, the Zealot's going to be less of a problem here as well. Here comes RoyaL. Yeah, man, pushing up the left side, doing what he can do. If he can kill these bases, it's going to be really hard for Quickly to get the economy he needs to do carriers. Also, look who snuck a base down here. There's no way this should be available. There's no way that RoyaL shouldn't have parked some tanks down here and shut it down 3 minutes ago, but he hasn't. He's been very, very focused on this top left side. Ah, including this base. So that Nexus, these two Nexuses are in a lot of trouble. Quickly is trying to defend. He's trying to get his carriers out, and they're here. There are 3 of them down there in the bottom left corner, but they don't have the greatest of upgrades. Not yet, because they're new to the party. Okay, so that Nexus is going to fall. I think, yeah, this Nexus is going to die too. So it's kind of getting dicey for quickly, losing 2 bases and potentially 3, but you also have carriers out, and you managed to sneak another base down here at the 6 o'clock. So what are you going to do? How are you going to pull this off is the question. Yeah, Nexus down, Nexus down. Ah, High Templar coming out of these gates and just getting absolutely destroyed before they have the energy for a storm, which is not that long. That's how quick it is. Yeah, I don't know about this. A couple High Templar and a couple Zealots shouldn't be able to bust this position. Yeah, Psystorm on those Goliaths, going to be a bit of an issue, and... Carriers poking in. Here we go. So this is where Carrier Micro comes into play. If we can keep these suckers alive. He's got 6 of them because the 3 Stargates lend themselves to that number. Okay, 1 carrier did get sniped. Yeah, you're right. 1 mining base for quickly is not going to allow him to get these carriers to work out. I mean, this is one of those games where you hear from the StarCraft community that, hey, all you got to do is get carriers out and you win against Terran every time. Not looking good. Like you said, 1 mining base plus Royals expanded to the 12 o'clock. So it's a scary carrier ball. It's a scary carrier ball. There are 8 of them here. And they are chasing him back. But, I mean, yeah, 1 base mining, hard to keep up with your interceptor production when you don't have any kind of a bank. And your income is abysmal. And all your opponent is doing is building 3-3 Goliaths non-stop. Defend your only base. It's got 171 hit points. Love this High Templar down here. Enough energy for a storm, not much else. Carriers trying to get into the main base of RoyaL and maybe pick off some of his production facilities. That'd be nice, but dude's mining here and here and here and here. Yeah, man. Carrier shenanigans are good. They are not this good. Look, he's coming up the ramp. That's how you know RoyaL's feeling really confident about this. Tanks just need a couple more hits on this Nexus to take it out. 1 more shot will get the job done. Just 1 more shot, Siege Tank guys. Do you not have the range on it? I guess he doesn't. Maybe the Goliaths could poke it down. And that's a GG. Quickly taps out, even before he loses the Nexus, which again, 27 hit points is very funny. But RoyaL crushing it, dude. Yeah, this is why it's very dangerous to tech into carriers against an Elite Terran player like RoyaL is. He'll sniff it out. He'll kill your 3 bases in the top left before the carriers can do anything about it. And then suddenly your economy is garbage and he's expanded everywhere, and bam, your carriers can't get it done in a situation where you don't have any money. That's the problem with the carrier. Very reliant very reliant on that mineral income there. So RoyaL gets the win. Nobody picked against RoyaL in that game. Very intelligent stuff for sure. So nobody gets any points, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, RoyaL with the very near outspend here. Very nearly an even mining situation. So that is some tough, tough stuff. Oh no, Tarsarian did get 500 Falcon chips for that. Nicely done, Tarsarian. Next up, TY versus Ruin Non-Dominator. More PvT shenanigans here. Ruin and TY. TY, who's back in the StarCraft Brood War universe. He went to StarCraft 2 for a while, and then now he's back. So right side, it is a Protoss player. It is Ruin. He's orange, and on the south side, a purple Terran, it's TY under the Q, Qua, Wer, Baja, Yahweh. Keyboard spam style of name. PvT this thing. We are going to speed it up a little bit. Little bit on the start here. Huh, very strange. All right, what do we got? Racks coming up inside the house. We got gas and a gateway coming up inside this house, and gas is also on the way from the Terran. So, very similar openings to the last game here in this PvT between two entirely different players. Cybercore. We'll see if he skips range to go for the expansion. Quickly was just not quite able to get any kind of counterattack pressure up on RoyaL in the last game, and RoyaL just didn't seem worried about attacking until he saw his opening, until he saw the carrier tech switch, and then he was ready to rock. Then he acted very decisively and clamped down big time. Couple Marines moving out, but I mean, factory, refinery, Protoss. Yeah, once again, enough gas to expand, or enough gas to get Cyber. There we go. Cybercore upgrade singularity charge, but goes for the expansion instead. Probe likes what he sees, but I don't know. I mean, a Marine Vulture move out could be pretty dicey. Dragoon gets caught out. He knows that the Dragoon was chasing that SCV. He knew. He knew. Yeah. Hoodie's back, folks. It is a chilly 50 degrees this morning. Not happy about that here. Hoodie is back on. Hands a little bit cold, but you know, 'tis the nature of being April, I guess, in the Mountain West. Gonna deal with a little bit of snow sometimes, a little bit of some cooler weather. Quick starport here off of 2 base from TY. Edge Vulture drop shenanigans for sure, which, hey, you're protected at your front from Vultures. How's your dropping area? Not good. And third Nexus at 6 minutes from Ruin. Drop ships sneaking out for TY. He's got Vultures in it. He's got a couple Dragoons in the general area. Yeah, 3 or 4 probes go down. Dragoons are in a position to handle it eventually. Pretty annoying stuff, though, without a doubt. Dragoons trying to push the front a little bit. They could. They've got range. They can outrange this bunker until these tanks pull up here, which will take about 4 seconds, maybe not even worth the attempt, is what Ruin thinks here. Siege mode's on the way. Vulture attack was able to get a few probes, but it's still 43 workers here for the Protoss, and he can't be that damaged by that attack. Yeah, so far so good. I think this expansion timing is beautiful out of Ruin. Again, TY is coming back into Brood War after being out in StarCraft 2 for like a decade, so might be a little bit rusty on the basics here, but again, he was a very good pro. They called him one of the 4 horsemen in StarCraft 2 because he was one of the 4 best Terran players in the world in that game, which is very impressive. He's always had the talent. Reaver Tech is on the way, though. Can he deal with that? We'll have to find out. He knows. He knows. He's got turrets. He's got tanks. Abka Tennis, what's up, man? Is it hard to find this channel? Interesting. Ob's poking in. How many factories are you making, TY? Citadel of a Dune. I mean, nothing here is crazy out of our guy Ruin. He's getting Reaver Tech. There's your first Wiggly Boy, which simultaneously happens as one Vulture drops off inside the main to scout for this very thing. I'm pretty sure he saw the vacuum cleaners. He saw the Robo there. Third base coming in left side from TY, though. He's feeling like, okay, I got a Wraith. Guess what I can do? I can shut down Reaver Tech easily with Wraith shenanigans. Actually, defense with Wraith isn't shenanigans. That's just regular Wraith play, I think. Sort of the intended use of them. Okay, Reaver setting up. Enough siege tanks to really make that not worth it, friends. You're not getting in there at all. The third base is not as defended, though. You can maybe head over, kill the SCV building the command center. Yeah, takes a hard left and says, maybe I can. Go. I tried to prevent construction on that missile turret. Couldn't quite do it. Loses the Reaver. No, and the shuttle dies. Well, because there's a Wraith. Ouch. SCV did get sniped on this CC construction, though, so that's a delay. That's a minor win here, but losing the Reaver and the shuttle for a potential, well, a tiny delay on that third base is not good. That is not what we want to see at all from a Reaver drop. Nexus. Fourth Nexus coming in. He's getting a Templar Archives. Seems fairly done, I think, with Reaver Tech for now. He's pretty okay with maybe getting into High Templar and shuttles and stuff, and we'll leave the Reavers to other players, says Ruin. I think that dropship was empty, but, you know, killing a dropship, not a bad thing to do as a Protoss. $157 and $124 supply in favor of the Protoss. Feeling good, looking all right. Bit of a poke in here from Ruin. Doesn't like what he sees. Another snipe on those Wraiths. Wraiths are getting some work done. What's up, Jericho? What's up, Phoenix? Good morning. Oh, he did make another Reaver. I was totally wrong. I thought he made one Reaver, lost it, and decided no more Reavers for me. Especially considering there's a bit of a Wraith ball here, friends. These shuttles are in a tough place. Ninja expand at top left here. from from Ruin. TY is down here playing Terran, everybody. T is for Terran. Another command center coming in. Thinking about expanding here, just like the expansion patterns of the other enemy here. And it's a double expand play from Ruin. First to a ninja, then to a very standard location up the right side. Trying to sneak in. Where did the Wraiths go? He gets a nice storm drop in here. The Wraiths really slow to respond to this. Do manage to come in and snipe down the shuttle, because obviously, but second shuttle. Did you see the second shuttle? I'm not sure that he did. And another storm gets off, killing 3 more SCVs. 46 SCVs remain to 76 probes. Zealot unload. High Templar wants one more storm. I don't think he's going to get it. And in fact, he doesn't have the energy for it. So that totally sucks. Bummer. But look at this. 4 bases, 5 base, and 6 base happening. 76 probes. Economy's looking really good here. And he's killed a bunch of the SCVs for the enemy too. So combined with that, he is feeling fancy. Fancy, fancy. Yeah, as long as the Terran's not pushing out, and as long as you can deny this 4th base from TY, I think Ruin has this. I don't see really any path forward for the Terran player whatsoever. If he takes this base, he might be able to continue fighting, but for now, it's another base. Look at this expansion playing. Yeah, we need some aggression out of TY. He's got 2 in upgrades. He's doing great there. He's got a +3 on the way. But Ruin, every time the Terran takes a further step out onto the map, he's there. He's on top of him. He's killing tanks. He's whittling down to the Zealot count. He's just trying to make it so that TY feels uncomfortable moving across the map at all. What's up? Dabadim? Dabadim. Dabadim. Need somebody smarter than me to translate that one for me. But happy Friday. Yeah, the economy is out of control from Ruin right now. Does get the 4th base landed from TY, though. Not going to get kicked off this corner, though. His +2 attack's going to kick in here soon. Spider-Mine Siege Tank. Ugh, taking out another Dragoon there, but look at how much he's got going for him. There's the scan. He's checking for carriers, but I'm not sure if he's checking for ninja bases up in the top left here. So 4 basing Terran. Looking a little bit intimidating, I would say. 164 supplies, 60 probes to his name, 60 SCVs to his name. And nothing but Zealots and High Templar and shuttles and Dragoons being produced out here from Ruin. He's done a pretty good job keeping the tank count relatively low today. There are, what, 5 unsieged tanks and 10 siege tanks. 15's a pretty scary number, but dropping at the 3rd base seems like a fine move. You SCVs going around. There you go. Finally getting out of here. Nice dodge of the storm on the evac path. High Templar out of energy. They're just here to die. Guess we'll Archon morph them on the battlefield, which means they're not actually going to turn into an Archon. They're going to die. Instead, 56 workers remain. High Templar in that shuttle might have another storm available in just a minute. Ah, not if the Wraith finds you first, though. Excellent job there by TY, keeping this Wraith alive and wiping that shuttle out. Why not? Why wouldn't you just expand again? I don't see what's really stopping him from doing it. You've got 3,000 minerals. You might as well take this base. You're going to start losing some bases eventually. What's up, Tomer? Happy Friday, dude. Glad you could make it to the stream. Another drop into the left side. 3rd base here at the 9 o'clock. Storm on the evacuating SCVs, but They've got more HP than that. Storms himself in order to kill a couple of those vultures. And once again, not many SCVs died, but the evac is a big deal as well. Trying to figure out the path forward here for the Terran. He's not getting his economy ruined. He's still at 63 SCVs. He's okay that way. Yeah, he does throw up the Nexus here at the, we'll say it's a 1 o'clock spot. Incredible stuff here. So here's where the Terran moves out. They've got +3 attack. A Stargate's on the way. I really hope this isn't a repeat of the last game where the Protoss tries to go for carriers, but the Terran just kind of crushes all of his bases of income, and then the carriers die. That's not as fun, I don't think. I'm not saying I need the carriers to win, but let's not immediately win the game after the carriers pop out. I mean, it could just be Arbiters as well. We'll try to keep an eye on that. Good Psystorm and good D-Matrix. A lot of blue happening on the ground here. Purple Terran looking fantastic. Little bit scary. Terran has pushed halfway across the map here. Got 3-2 upgrades. It is Arbiters instead of carriers today. A little bit faster to get into. I think he should be all right. Is this a Zealot run by into this base? What the heck is this all about? I like it. Doesn't get a lot done, kind of freeing up some Zealots there, but here's the thing. I think Ruin can absolutely lose this Nexus and not be a dead nerd. I mean, the problem is the tank's then sitting up here and firing on all of your production, including your tech, is not great. So we really just can't give up this position, which is a problem with Dominator here. Is that high ground position leading into your main, trying to counterattack and wipe out this base. It'll shut down fully half of the income of the Terran, so I can see why he's trying to get there. Arbiters coming out. No stasis getting researched here. And there are Science Vessels, so I don't see this. I don't know if Arbiters are the right tech right now. Not without stasis, which is the kind of the whole point of these things, you know? Nice job, Ruin. Just keeping TY, pushing him further away from his own main base. And this is a question of geometry, right? Just how far away? What are the angles that TY can use to attack into the Protoss base? If there aren't any available, if he's just too far away to really cause any trouble there, it's going to be a bad time for him. 198 to 155 supply. Yeah, I think Rune's playing this pretty patiently. He gets the Terran out of the position that is the scariest. TY trying to get a 5th base up the left side here, but oh my gosh, the storm on the clumped up SCVs. Oh, he actually dodged and did manage to save at least 12 of them in that engagement. I think exactly 12 survived, but that could have been game ending. If those 12 go down, I don't know where the comeback is here. For TY, what a storm, what an attack from Ruin. He's got stasis now, he's getting recall as well. He's just kind of bully-balling the Terran back over here. Stay on this side of the map, he says. You're not allowed. Good combination of Storm and Zealots and Dragoons with 3-2 upgrades. High Templar wandering in a battlefield, getting taken out by a Spider Mine. Science Vessel's getting sniped out too, though. This Arbiter is waiting for enough energy for a recall and for recall to finish. Recall is done. Not enough energy for the recall quite yet. We got to keep an eye on that top left corner. Got to look at that orange, but look at this orange. How many bases of income do you need to defeat a Terran player? The answer is all of them. You need all of them. 130. Terran says, one of these times I'm going to break through. Okay, 150, let's go. Let's set it up. Let's clump up here, and there you go. We're setting up a recall. Yes, yes, yes. It is recall time today. Bam, we got it. We got a successful recall at the newest base of income. For TY, just GG's out. Oh, what a beautiful recall combined with the drop. And the storm on his tanks on the front. That was fantastic. That was really, really good. Well executed there. It wasn't even these guys. He recalled in people from somewhere else. And by people, I mean Protoss. From somewhere else. Awesome. Awesome game. Great expansion. Great macro stuff. Got a recall. Big fan of recall tech. So thanks for that game, RJB. And thanks for the recall, Ruin. Just this is it. This is so much different from the last PVT we cast, where it was very close, and this is not close at all. So way to go, Ruin, getting that win. And let's see what we've got on the docket next of all. Are these the same? Yeah, I put this in here twice. So Invade versus JyJ on Pantheon. Really big map. Really, every base is around the outside. Nothing even remotely close to this inner ring here. No minerals in the middle. No nothing. So this is Pantheon. This is JyJ. This is Invade. Not even sure, honestly, who Invade is. I know Invader is a map. Let's maybe look him up. Top left, we've got JyJ, ASL champ. Bottom left, it is Invade. Yeah, if you look up Invade, it doesn't bring anything up at all for a player named Invade. So, don't know who it is, but RJB sent it in, so it's a banger of some kind anyway. Okay, let's times to this sucker. Top left again, JyJ. Bottom left, Invade here on Pantheon. Chertigrad! What's up, man? Happy Friday, subscriber to the channel. How you doing? I have played Age of Empires. Man, I have not touched Age of Empires since I was like 17 years old. Yeah, I think I've played Age of Empires 2 a little bit. Because I had friends who were big into RTS. We loved StarCraft together. They loved Age of Empires as well, and I was never really an AoE guy. So I'd be like, let's play StarCraft. And they're like, well, play some AoE with us first, and then we'll play StarCraft. And I was like, okay. But I never really hooked me the way that StarCraft did. 3-day vacation sounds pretty excellent, Chertigrad. Maybe I'll take a 3-day vacation at some point here. But I don't know. It doesn't feel like I need days off necessarily. Casting is fun. I like spending time with you guys. Anywho, I think I've only ever played AoE 2, maybe 1 a little bit. But again, I haven't picked up or touched Age of Empires in this millennium. I believe it was, maybe in the year 2000 I played it a little bit. 99, 98, 2000. But nothing since then. I've got a brother who's really big into AoE. He was very excited about the remaster that they put out too. What's up, All Brand Abe? Happy Friday to you too, sir. We got JyJ and Invade here on Pantheon. This game is looking like pretty much everything else here. Except this time, we actually got the range upgrade. So this is the first Protoss we've seen in a hot minute actually get the range upgrade in time to play the bunker game against a Terran, JyJ. He's got a turret up. He's worried about potential DTs. He's worried about Reavers coming in, but that's a third base on the way from the Protoss, and no sign of any further tech that way, but you gotta be safe. You gotta be safe. Yeah, Phoenix, I've heard that too. I mean, from my brother, so yeah. All right, Siege Tank trying to poke these guys out. No, Chertigrad, you're good. I mean, it's RTS. We like talking about RTS on the stream. Yeah, maybe I'll try the Age of Empires campaign. There's a campaign, right? All those 90s RTSs had campaigns. Maybe I'll give it a shot one of these times when I'm playing my other games. What's up, Lucky Noob? The luckiest of noobs out here today. Okay, so a little bit of pressure. Third base up. Further tech. Nothing. OBS does not count as further tech. That is not a decision that the Protoss made. If you make OBS, it's because you're playing against a Terran, and there are going to be spider mines. Regardless. Could do Chertigrad, but everything I've seen recently, like in the last week, is that Microsoft's more interested in just kind of farming off the StarCraft IP and letting other companies develop games based on it. So I don't think they have any plans to make a new RTS like they did with AoE. They don't seem to respect the brand as much as they like AoE, unfortunately. Okay, there is Reaver tech. He hit it over here at the third base. Kind of fun, but we've been kind of ready for that for a while. Siege tanks, turrets. More turrets, more siege tanks. Goliaths inside the main base. You know the drill. All right, is this it? This is it. This is our Reaver attack. I don't know that RTS is going to sell as much as they want it to. Although, again, the Age of Empires 4 is pretty well received at this point. So, I mean, I definitely thought that the success of AoE 4 would encourage them to make a StarCraft 3, but it doesn't seem like they want to do that. I hear you, Top Shelf. I think that makes sense, but that's not what I'm hearing. I don't know. They could just be tricking us. They could be working on a StarCraft 3. But every report that I've seen indicates they don't want to do that. Good reverb. Ooh, good pickup. Wait, that micro there, moving that shuttle back a little bit to keep it alive and then come back in and pick up the Reaver is awesome. Not that he got a lot of stuff done there, but little pokes, little prods. What's up, Pro Gamer? Vultures on the counterattack. Try to get something done, but nice hard wall here. And yeah, Turdigrad certainly could be in the works. StarCraft 3, Half-Life 3, stuff Falcon is waiting for. Well, I think part of it, Top Shelf, is that the gaming, I mean, just the whole gaming environment in general is not super into RTS right now. I think that's part of it. Dude, slow zealots, really? Slow zealots on these tanks. I mean, tanks can't move, so it's not that big of a deal, I guess. Speed just kicked in during that battle. And man, JyJ was skipping out on Spider Mines until 10 minutes as well. He just got the Spider Mine upgrade, which is very interesting. Both players kind of playing this a little bit weird. I sure mentioned Half-Life 3 to Hammy. The rumors are ablazing about a Half-Life 3 being in the works. Tank's trying to push down here into Invade's side of the map, but seems to have enough. Dragoon's got those upgrades. Just kidding. They have range and a +1's on the way, but nothing else at the moment. And pretty happily sitting on 3. Third base landing for the Terran. Ah, what a satisfying sound that one is. I just think the general gaming environment for RTS is not healthy at all. I mean, we look at... I mean, every time an RTS is announced or has an update or something, every StarCraft streamer hops on it, right? Battle Aces, Stormlight. Wait, Stormlight, Storm Gear, Storm... I can't remember what it's called. I don't care about it. So, like, I care about it so little. Stormgate. Thank you, Turdigrad. Yeah, Pro Gamer says RTS is dead in his opinion. The argument that I'm seeing is that it's a fast twitch thing, right? It's you get into the game fast. It's about fast reaction time. Fast, 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 fast. No time sitting around, no waiting, no developing. Oh, a little too close to the fire there, Mr. Shuttleman. But 4th base coming up to make up for that for Invade. And a 5th base here potentially as well. Oh, man. Am I losing my voice again? It wasn't great last night. And I woke up this morning and felt pretty good, but... definitely something's going on here. Yeah, pixel art. And maybe you can zag. That's the thing, right? If the entire industry is zigging one way towards stuff like Fortnite, stuff like Call of Duty, stuff like get in fast, 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 then maybe you can zag the other way. Put together a really, really polished, really well done RTS. And capture a giant segment of the market that wants that stuff. Maybe. Maybe you can. I would be happy to see it. Hey, Ultra's in the house. Winner of the King of the Hill match yesterday. Ultra SCBW. Way to go, man. Congratulations on your win. It was like a 48-minute King of the Hill, and he came out on top. Vulture run by. Probe's dead, but the counterattack. Not really a counterattack, kind of an attack right into the teeth of the Terran here from Invade. Probe's eyeing like crazy in the natural base, but might be able to do this thing. Not a lot of tanks. Invade decides absolutely not. Backing off entirely. Also lost a lot of probes down here. Even worker count and an even base count would not be ideal. However, fourth base is up. Third base for the Terran is still rocking. No sign of a fourth base from him quite yet. Spider Mine. Yeah, Ultra, no problem. I figured you were amped up from your win. That was such a long game. I'm sure you were exhausted at the end of it. I was impressed. Oh no, tank drop again behind this wall. So your units can't get in here to save the day. You got to bring High Templar in to storm the tanks. Do you have enough for 2 Psy Storms? Yes, you do. Woo! Just saving those probes. Barely, barely, barely. Vulture gets in. Trying to get shots without dying to the cannon. Impossible. Ends up dying to the cannon pretty quickly anyway. Still no sign of a fourth base here from our Terran JyJ. Buckaroo, where are you going? He's not going to lift off his main CC anywhere. Is he just 3 basing this thing? He might as well. Yeah, Ultra, that was really good. Your Mass Hydra worked out really well for a long time, and I like you got into other stuff too, like Guardians and those Zerglings, and it was some pretty impressive macro overall. I mean, it helped that Big Crazy and Savior Sword were murdering each other the entire game, but that was awesome. Really, really fun game to cast. $187 and $182 supply. Even worker count is not great for Invade here, but JyJ is just... Where's his fourth base at? He's building the CC now. Ah, right here in his third base. 2-1 upgrades on his mech at about 17 minutes. Pretty traditional stuff. Not working on that third base, though. Good storms. I'm not going to push up this ramp at all, but, you know, good clear out. Killed some tanks, absolutely. Fourth base landing down this left side. Wait, he's got a command center there. Where did this one come from? So he builds a command center over here for the 9 o'clock, but he also has one up here. I guess he's considering taking this base as well. Protoss probably should have expanded by now. Maybe he's tried and these vultures have cleared them out. Yeah, I think you're right about that, Chertigrad. I'm not sure looking at streaming numbers is the only way to determine how popular a game is. Steam charts are good, right? Steam will track how many people are playing the game at any given time, even if they're not streaming it, obviously. Haha, Steam and stream. Well, the double expand works out here for JyJ. He's at the 12 o'clock, he's at the 9 o'clock, and Invade has not been able to take these corners. This is bad. Really bad for the Protoss. Hey, what's up, Joy? How's it going? Happy Friday. Thanks for the resub at Tier 1 for 11 months in a row. What a monster. 11 months of support. Hi. Hello. That's funny. Never mind. Does have this base over here. I'm totally blind. So he's got one base over there, but I think he needs this, and I think he needs this if he's going to compete. I'm trying to counterattack into the 9 o'clock position, but JyJ on the response here. Spider-Mine's on the high ground. Go, go, go left, go left, go left. Get on top of those tanks, and there is also a Goliath in there to shut you down, too. High ground position. He's bringing everything to shut this thing down. Okay, Zealots run in there, try to kill a couple of these SCVs if they can. Maybe get some friendly fire tank splash onto these workers too. That'd be pretty impressive stuff. Yeah, it's weird. It's a very, very weird thing here on Pantheon, Chertigrad. If your enemy gets it, they can pretty much take out your expansion. But that's not, I mean, there's not a lot of stuff up there. You can't put like 10 tanks on this spot because it's not big enough. Expanding bound bottom right, again, is Invade. So he's trying to do his best here, right? 59 to 42 workers. He's killed a bunch of SCVs. Got another drop swinging up. And Zealot unloads first. Psystorm says, great SCV pull. Not good enough. Every SCV at the base dies. Oh, that's one of the better storm drops we've seen on the channel in a while. 28 workers remain from JyJ. Oh no, JyJ. Economy not looking good. Army value looking pretty hefty, though. Zealots come down, drag Spider-Mine into the tank, wipe that out. Not a lot of defense on that left side base right now. Okay, Zealots into the left side base. Every SCV is precious right now, JyJ. Aw, friendly fire tank splash killing these SCVs as much as the Zealots are. It's gotta be tough being in the Terran army when tanks are around, because you know you're in a big fight with someone. Zealot, get out of here! Pa pa pa! And then siege tank fire comes from across the way, kills the Zealot, and you also die. Gotta be rough. Got to be rough. DT's on the way. I don't think the Protoss is desperate necessarily, but yeah, DT's might get some stuff done. 4 High Templar in that shuttle, and he almost lost it. Dicey, dicey, dicey plays. Hey, tank dropping bottom right, though. Ooh, 2 good hits on those probes. DT's on the job to try to shut this thing down. Where's the comms sat? Doesn't matter. Unsiege and get out of there. 50 probes remain, but it's still only 29 from JyJ. Nobody has any kind of a bank here at all. What's up, Savior Sword? Just a heads up. Might not do a lot of live games today. I am losing my voice, I think, not feeling great. So, just an advance warning for you. Might be a bit of a shorter stream here. How's it going to Carlito? Happiest of Fridays, sir. Good to see ya. Drop ship sharking around down to the south. That one from earlier. Okay, Psy Storm, Zealots. Good tank spread. Really nice. Great Psy Storms, though. That tank spread is gone immediately. Oh, City Skyline. Dude, 1 was really well received, but I think last I heard, City Skyline 2 was received extremely poorly. People were very pissed off about that one. But 1 was a lot of fun. Nah, to Carlito, what the heck? Are you okay? A week at the hospital is no joke. And another week at the hospital is an extra no joke. What happened? Are you alright? That's not good to hear. No. Chertograd. Yeah, just economically, 52 to 33 workers, 140 to 80 supply. Too much economic damage here to JyJ's economy. To be redundant, this left side base looks like it's in a lot of trouble again. Dude, there are spider mines here. If he drags a Dragoon over here, gets the spider mine to connect on it. Oh my gosh, the Zealot's gonna trigger the spider mine. Zealot, oh no, the SCV's left. He knew the danger of that spider mine. Archon, splash on your SCVs. Under 30 workers for JyJ here, not good. Not good. This base dead, and this represents fully half of the income of JyJ. Losing it is bad times. He's scratching and clawing, though. He is not willing to go down without a fight here. This base may be on fire. He may only have 30 workers on 2 bases of economy against a Protoss that has, well, 1, 2, and 3 bases here soon with 50 workers. Not nearly as an advantage here for Invade as we might think, just because he's mined out of 4 bases already. Yeah, Immortal, Gates of Pyre, Battle Aces, which I've mentioned already that I haven't taken a look at hardly at all. I think that's tried to implement, like, card playing elements into it. I don't know. I'm a StarCraft guy. I've always been a StarCraft guy. JyJ just not able to get another base. He's been hovering around 30 SCVs for the last 10 minutes, but Invade can't quite close this out. Okay, Zealots inside that 9 o'clock base. It's Spider Mines did, I think, end up hurting an SCV there. Psystorm on a giant clump of sieging up tanks, not spreading them at all. It's a dangerous position for him. It's a desperate position as well. SCV count is now around 20. This might be a GG. If this base dies, where are these tanks going? They're just abandoning the base entirely. I don't... Okay, JyJ, that's a weird decision. I'm not even sure if I know what Zero Space is. You're saying it's an RTS? Sounds spacey. All right, JyJ says, let's do this. One last hurrah. 87 supply. It's a much bigger army, to be fair, for the Terran here. If he can, wow. If he can win this from this position, I'm going to give him a gold star. Holy crap. So one base in trouble, sending 2 more tanks down to the other, one of the 3 bases that are mining for Invade right now. Invade running in to try to shut this thing down. Doesn't really have enough going on. Okay, one Nexus down. This one gets defended, and this one doesn't have a lot going on for it, though. He might be making a comeback. He's retaken the 9 o'clock, floating the natural over to get a replacement on that base. High Templar getting sniped out as they try to storm this army. Invade, again, doesn't have much by way of army, but the longer he can stretch this out, the better it's gonna be for him. And that's it. JyJ can't get into this bottom area. Totally dead. Invade takes him down. I don't know why a lot of the games that RJB sends me are JyJ kind of getting his face kicked in by players that he should beat. But my goodness, JyJ again losing it. Oh, so Zero Space is a community. StarCraft 2 Pros, modding, Pig, Cats, Giant Grant Games is involved. Okay. Okay. I did not... I watch GGG videos sometimes. All right, we got one more replay to go here. We've got Yoon versus JyJ on Polypoid. It's a TVZ. Thank goodness for that. I'm going to step away for a second. Be right back. But tap that like button if you haven't already on the YouTube side, and toss me a follow if you like the StarCraft. It's already on Steam? Oh, the demo's out tomorrow. Right. Okay, be right back. Okay, we're back. We've got JyJ and Yoon in a TVZ on Polypoid for our next match of the day. Yeah, No Man's Sky was a problem at launch. People are pretty happy with it now. Cyberpunk as well. So yeah, there's a lot of stories of games that launch kind of terribly and then spend a while fixing themselves and get to a point where they good. So, top right, JyJ, top left, Yoon. All right, Yoon, what do we got? Once again, it's a JyJ game where he has an ASL. He's got an incredible resume. He's got to win a first place finish in ASL. And then he comes up against somebody like Yoon and is just like, meh. I don't know. JyJ had a time where he won his ASL and then kind of like stopped practicing as much and was just like, you know what? I reached my goal. I think I'm pretty good now. Which, sure. I mean, I understand it. I can understand that reaction to winning an ASL. You finally did the thing you've been trying to do for like 15 years. Win a premier tournament in StarCraft. And then kind of fall off from there. Yeah, but Phoenix, we're not talking about no issues at all. We're talking about a launch that is busted. Like, Cyberpunk released broken for PlayStation and Xbox users, and anybody on PC that didn't have, like, a top-of-the-line video card. It just didn't work. It crashed all the time. Like, we're not talking about edge cases here. We're talking about PlayStation pulled it from the store because it did not work on PlayStation. So that's what we're talking about here. Match first here from Yoon. Yeah, and I mean, I'm someone who played Cyberpunk when it released. I had a 3080 video card, and I didn't have any problems with it. I didn't. Maybe it crashed twice, but I didn't have any weird graphical issues. It was fine for me. But enough people had issues with it, especially on console, that, yeah, it was a failed launch. Second CC being built inside the main. He hasn't scouted yet. If he doesn't know. If he knew, he would just be building this down here because he knows. You don't have to worry about it at all. What? That's crazy, Phoenix. That's really funny. Yeah, this is not going to be a 4-hour stream today, folks. I am fading here. We got to get some TVZ in. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, here's my problem. I followed the Cyberpunk development really heavily in the years before it released. And a lot of the things that they promised are going to be in the game to make it like super immersive just aren't there. And the main thing that I wish they had done is branching quest pathing. So what they promised was, yeah, your choices matter in the quests that you take. And they did it for one quest. One of the first quests that you have in Cyberpunk is a branching quest. You can choose to do this or this, and then based on your decision, there's options down the tree, and it's really interesting and immersive, and it feels like your choices matter, and it's great. But then every other quest in the game is like, go here and kill 10 people and get money. Go here and steal a thing and get money. That's it. Like, there's not any branching quest lines anymore after that first one. They made one, and they were like, that was a lot of work. We can't possibly do any more than that. And then gave up, which I'm very sad about. But it's a Far Cry type game at this point, right? It's an open world, open map. Go kill the enemies here. Go kill the enemies here. Go find a thing here. Go talk to this person here. It's Far Cry in a modern setting, in a big city, and it's really well done. And I played through it twice. I don't hate the game, but it's just not what they promised it was going to be is all. Yoon trying to get something done with these lings, and does get in with one ling on a scout. Okay. That's pretty impressive. Gets in, sees the Blinken Academy, recognizes upgrades happening there. Sees the 2 racks, doesn't see a 3rd or a 4th racks or anything, so not worried about too much aggression. Trying to get a 3rd base down this left side, too. Yeah, like in Fallout New Vegas, Chertograd. Exactly. Yeah, Phoenix. There are some later consequences. Like, for example, with, what's her name? Pam? Not Pam. Panam? Whatever. There are main characters that do have pretty interesting quest lines. And, like, yeah, you can screw it up. You can screw up your relationship with them. A little bit of a push out here, but for the most part, it's not. Right, Nimonu. That's what it is. I'm just saying, they were talking about all the branching things, and you could... Another thing they said you could do is get reputation with the different gangs in Night City, where you could do jobs for them and gain approval, and then you could get, like, buy stuff from them, and then the other gangs would be hostile, but every gang in the city the entire time just opens fire on you immediately when they see you. Like, it doesn't matter if you've done work for them. It doesn't matter how many of them you've killed. They murder you forever. So they're just all raiders. They're just all gang, you know? So they totally skipped that, too. But, again, fun game. Pretty well polished. Beautiful. It's just fun to be around in, and the combat's pretty good. So that's my Cyberpunk review. Alright, guess what we got here? Mutalisks. Guess what we have? A +1 attack for those Mutalisks. So Yoon's going to do the thing where he whittles down as many of these Marines as he can. Turret. Oh no, the turret on the barracks gets sniped out. Now you got to pull the Marines up to defend it. Otherwise, the Marines jump on those barracks. Careful. Diving a little bit too deep here. Yeah, 3 turrets in the natural. He's trying to pick off the SCVs, and he's going to lose all of his mutas if he's not careful. Okay, 4 mutas left. They never even tasted the sweetness of a +1 flyer attack. Where is your third base? Yoon, why do you not have a third base? What are you doing? Did he lose? Wait, this SCV killed his drone. Are you kidding me? He had a drone down here. It was hanging around, and then this SCV killed it. That's incredible. That's incredible. I cannot believe that happened. All right. Zerg's in a lot of trouble. He's on 2 bases at 7 minutes. He hasn't even started a second base or third base yet. Finally, at 7:50, he starts that thing, but TVZ is so much. There are so many timings in this matchup that matter. And if you're late with your third base, you can just die. If your third base dies, you die. If you're, you know, you drop below 70 food after getting defilers, you die. What's up, Wander? He's got a full stack of mutas here, +1 attack finishing up here now. He's going for a Queen's Nest before his third base is even halfway done. He's getting a Hydra Den, but man, Hydra Den, it's a pretty fast morphin, but the upgrade takes forever. This is bad. All he's going to have to deal with this giant push-out are Marines with admittedly +1 attack and a couple Sunkens. He needs a couple more Sunkens here. Does he feel like the mutas can handle this? He lost one immediately. Picking off a couple Marines here and there. Good. Trying to dodge in. He's not even starting lurkers, dude.
Ready for your sponge bath?
Tip now. Ultra! You beautiful man, you. Not only does he win the King of the Hill match yesterday after 48 minutes, he gives 10 tier 1 subs to the Twitch community. What a boss. Who gets one? 2 Carlito got one. Tap Tap BW. Phoenix gets a sub. What's up? Phoenix gets one. Pro Gamer. Pixel Art got a sub too. Awesome. So like 5 or 6 people that I know there getting a sub today. Ah, what a Chad. What a great dude. So actually, JyJ didn't even go for the bust. And he's kind of losing everything to these +1 Mutalisks. Look at him falling back. JyJ. I bet he assumed lurkers were done, and he was like, I don't want to deal with that. He didn't even try to get in here. There were 2 Sunkens and 11 Mutalisks, and he was like, but you got Valkyries, though. Big fan of that. Okay, hold on a second. If you can get there before the lurkers morph in. Dude, this Valkyrie changes everything. No. This way. this way or go kill the third base. It is so exposed. I know it's further away. Nah, this is nuts. Thanks again, Ultra. We're going to have to update the Twitch goal here to express that support there. So 490. Wow, 490. Maybe I should up the support goal to more next week for Twitch at least. Yeah, the mutas in a bad way. Oh, the lurkers are here. We do have siege tanks. Is he sieged up? He's sieged up in range of the lurker, but nah, he does lose it. But another lurker or another tank is still here. Kill the lurker. Kill the lurker. JyJ, kill the lurker. There we go. All right. Well, Yoon shuts that down. Valkyrie shows up, dies the Scourge immediately. All these medics are dead, and somehow Yoon is alive, despite the fact that his defenses were terrible, his lurkers were late, his third base is late. But JyJ sieges that tank up in range of the lurkers. The mutas are able to take down the tanks, despite the fact there were Valkyries in the sky. He loses that Valkyrie for nothing. Is he mech transitioning? He's making a second factory and working on a vulture speed. I guess he's mech transitioning now. Dude, these mutas are getting so much value despite... Despite the Valkyries being out. Yoon is doing some stuff here, dude. Consumes on the way. So now things feel okay for Yoon. He's going to have Dark Swarm. He's going to have Plague. We're still making rounds of Marines here, but we stopped upgrading them. So this is definitely an attempt at a mech transition after 1-1 on the Marines. Okay, not bad. Scourge taking out another Valkyrie. Muta's very injured. Oh, no, you. Okay. Parked him in a place where they were available to be killed by these Marines. The Marines took it. They took that very much. Thank you. Appreciate you giving us those Mutalisks, sir. Setting up for a third base on the right side, JyJ. Nidus Canal coming up. Macro, and Plague will get started soon. We'll see how fast we end up getting that Plague. Fourth base getting started, bottom left here too from Yoon. And Vulture Ball is out. Play getting started immediately after Consume is done. Yoon is on top of things right now. He was late with some stuff earlier, but he's really pulling it off at this point. Lurkers and Sunkens. Yeah, the Lurker unburrowed so he can block access to the main base with his big chunky body. He can't attack, but he can block. And that Vulture dies with one single kill. So not great. Not the greatest of attacks in there. Not many drones died at all. Yeah, now we're floating the racks out. So 1, 2, 3, 4 racks floating out. Mech transition is in the bank. And on to the ball. And so far, this is getting pretty interesting. I like the mech transition. It seems like he's going to get away with it. Partially because this fourth base is so late. 14-minute fourth base. Because the third base was late. It all cascades down. Early decision-making... Early stuff being screwed up changes into later stuff being screwed up and being late. Blah. All right, so we got spider mines everywhere. A handful of Marines. They're not going to get any more friends. We get the Queens out of Yoon. Queens are going to try to make this thing go. Okay, I'm on board. Let's see how Yoon's Queen usage is. Because it's all about how you use them, not that you're using Queens or not. If the Queens can find angles to get attacks on in, To kill tanks without dying, that's everything. If you come in and kill a tank for a queen, it's bad. And too many Zerg players are like, oh, I just have to get one tank kill with this queen and all is well. Nope. You gotta kill at least 2, probably 3 tanks with a queen before you lose it for it to pay for itself in this situation. So we'll see what we get. Here they are. There's your spawn broodling. 3 more queens being added to the group that is already at 7. And it's funny because the tank count isn't even that big. It's vultures for the most part right now from JyJ, and there's 1 tank back here. There we go. 2 and 3 tanks now. It's not a lot of tanks. Obviously, he's working on it. I'm just saying right now there aren't that many. Creep colony in case there's a drop here. Look at that goop pouring out of that creep colony, pooling at the bottom. What is that? Is that intentional? Is that a sign of distress? It's not bleeding because Zerg buildings bleed red blood. That's true, Chertigrad. That's why you don't want to clump up your tanks, really, ever. But they want to clump is the problem. Like this, for example. Look how clumpy they are. Charon boost on the way. Overlord tried to bait these guys into these lurkers. Couldn't quite drag them all the way there, unfortunately. And it's going to be Hydra Queen. Okay, now again, this can really work. If you kill all the tanks with the queens, the Hydras trade extremely well against the vultures and against these Goliaths. We've seen players like Queen do this really effectively. Who else did this really effectively? I want to say somebody did it against 4GG on the channel. I want to say last year sometime. It was one of the best Queen games I've ever seen. He controlled the Queen so well. And his Hydra play was excellent at the same time. Ugh. Yeah, the spider mines are everywhere. The contain is pretty impressive here from JyJ. Was it Soma, Jericho? Do you remember that game? Yeah, sounds like it was probably Soma. Okay, if you irradiate a queen, it dies. So that's an insta-kill. Not insta, but it is a confirmed kill. Yeah, the meta change in StarCraft has been very fun to see for such an old game, without a doubt, Chertigrad. Queens are like, we're late to the party. Sorry, bam, bam, bam. Okay. And look at this. The Broodlings teaming up to try to kill a Marine. Good luck with that, but he does manage. Oh, these medics take so long to kill. Does manage to bust up the ramp. Irradiate on just... Oh, irradiate on the Lurker egg, so it can't block as easily. It's taking extra damage. The Hydras want to come in here and take down the command center, but I don't think there are enough to do that. So yeah, they do get cleared out because, yes, Hydras are good against Vultures, but not when they're outnumbered 4-1. Ugh. Spider-Mine connecting on that Hydralisk. Bad times for sure. Queens recognizing there aren't that many Goliaths here. Yeah, this is great. It's so janky to cast, but that was pretty good, and he got the queens out. That's everything right now. The most important thing is getting those queens out of there. If you fly them in there and they die, I don't care what they did, it's not enough. Yeah, I've seen a couple games with Disruption Web against Terran before. It never seemed to go very well for the Protoss, though. Doesn't seem to work all that well. Get it, Broodling. Get it. Oh, more Hydras came in. Now this base is in a lot of trouble. Trying to come down and save it. Lurkers maybe setting up. Yeah, Darkstorm Lurker to stop the reinforcement coming down to the bottom right here. Yoon is playing this so well. Infest the command center. Do it for science. You don't have any queens nearby. Fine, just kill it. I'll allow that. Oh boy, these SCVs evacing out of here. If the oh gosh. JyJ, buddy. Buckaroo. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying I've seen it used against siege tanks before, Pixelar, and it doesn't last long enough to really be enough. Like here's one that I did. Carbot Flash versus Legend, where Legend tried to go D-Web against Flash. Anyway, check that out if you have a minute. So this bottom right space dies. Left side base in a lot of trouble. Vultures will kill it, but it takes them a hot minute to get there. Yeah, it's not Mass Queen. It's Queen with Mass Hydra is the difference here. Yes, it's a bunch of queens, but it's not... They're not really doing all of the heavy lifting here. Kill lurker, 5 kill lurker, a bunch of those are SCVs. 56 to 47 SCVs, 166 to 121 supply here. Yoon expanding 12 o'clock. He's expanding 9 o'clock. JyJ's on 4 bases, and one of them's minerals only when he's meching. Yeah, look at this. No Goliaths. They're late to the party. The tanks die. GG. Classic JyJ. It's just really, really hard to take him seriously. When these games, man, that RJB sends me, it's him getting wiped out by a bunch of queens or getting killed by a Protoss player that doesn't have a Liquipedia page. Don't know. Just not enough Goliaths, right? You need the Goliaths to keep these guys away. Science Vessels, too, are radiating queens. If you can do that, then the Hydras just don't really work against this mech. But he didn't do nearly a good enough job keeping these queens away or sniping them. And yeah, I mean, queens, dead tank, almost dead tank. Pretty classic stuff there. So GG. GG. Invade pulls off the win. Or Yoon pulls off the win. Whatever. Did I not start a prediction on this one? I guess I didn't. Yeah, I am out of it. What's up, Purple? Happy Friday. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. If it has started yet. If not, I hope you enjoy it when it begins. Yeah, even that early game was a little bit dicey for the Zerg player, but he pulled it off anyway, so... GG! Let's grab those replays and toss them into the already cast folder so I don't cast them again. Or be tempted to cast them again. Sometimes I do that. And let's head over to US West Battle.net. Let's play a couple games. We'll see how I feel here. But US West Battle.net, the place to be. Nice, Purple. Weekend started 5 hours ago. That's excellent. We got Wander in here. We got Savior Sword in here. We'll give them a minute. Come join. I don't think I have Nightbot attached. I don't have Nightbot attached to my this other YouTube channel, unfortunately. So there's that for ya. Psychonauts joins in. Sup, Psychonauts. Looking good. Jericho jumps in here too. All right, we've got Ultra Cool 69. Akadiox is in here. Looking good. Yeah, we can try a Circuit Breaker's Bacon here. I think that's a fine idea. Biscuit Crackers, Circuit Breakers, one of the two. 1.21? Sure. Alright, let's see who we want to hop in here. Wait, what? Okay, there we go. Got it, got it, got it. Okay, so Wander Ultra Cool 69, Jericho, and Savior Sword are in here. Akadiox jumps in. Not a meta name. Very weird. Brisket Crackers. What's up, Focus Panic? Happy Friday, dude. Welcome to the stream. Okay, we good? Teams do seem balanced. Okay, Ultra jumps down. We got a slot open if you want to come jump in and play a Steal the Bacon. Okay, random. Ooh, and all random Steal the Bacon is fun. Let's go. Let's get ready to rumble. We get battle cruisers in UMS games a lot, Churtigrad. Phantom mode, free-for-alls. Sometimes in Bacon. We get them here more than we get them in the pro games, that's for sure. Although TVZ does have battle cruisers more often than I would like. Okay, so who's in here? We got... Wander, Savior Sword, Psychonauts, and Jericho are in. Okay, so top left, it's a Magenta Terran player, it's Wander. Top right, we've got Psychonauts, plain Protoss, got random. So didn't really choose it. Bottom right is a dark blue Protoss. It is Jericho. He got his favorite race. That's huge for him. And then a green Zerg in the bottom left is Savior Sword. His weakest race, unfortunately. So yeah, definitely some RNG getting tossed into this thing here. So again, it's a steal the bacon. In 5.5 minutes, flag will spawn in the middle. Grab it with a worker, take it back to your bacon beacon, and you get a point. Get 7 points, and you'll win this thing. Savior Sword going for an extractor trick opening. Interesting. On the other side of it, Wander's Terran is pretty good. Psychonauts Protoss is pretty good. And again, Jericho's Protoss is his favorite. So Savior Sword's the only one who kind of got hurt by choosing random here, unfortunately. And Jericho goes for the Nexus first, so gotta watch out for that. 2-gate opening from Psychonauts. So he could do some pressure on Jericho if he wanted. As the hush falls over, 2 minutes to go, 2 minutes to go. And there's the expand from Psychonauts. So he opens Double Gate Forge, goes into an expansion. Maybe that was a defensive play. He was worried about somebody coming to attack him. Because he doesn't have any Zealots yet. He made 2 gates almost as a preventative measure. Or maybe he's just not sure what build he wants to do. Maybe he changed his mind halfway through. Sometimes that happens. Savior Sword's got a pool before expand, and there's the third hatch coming in. I think that was before expand, maybe not. Again, don't see any lings either, but no flag yet, so no reason to have attacking units yet. That's what everybody's decided here. Third CC on the way from Wander, 1:30 to go. We don't see any bunkers. No indication of bunkers getting created or cannons coming up in the center here. Or like a proxy hatch right here and just start building sunkens all over the place. That'd be kind of fun. Wouldn't put it past Savior Sword to try and do that. Here we go. Psychonauts moving out to try to be the one to get the first cap. Again, getting the first cap is not necessarily indicative that you're going to win the whole darn thing. But it's nice. It's a good little head start. What's up, Specia? How you doing? Happy Friday. I'm a little bit sick. Not feeling very well. But we do have StarCraft on the docket. It's a steal the bacon right now. Steal the flag. Free-for-all UMS. We rated Specia yesterday. Let's give him a shout out. And this is Savior Sword being like, I would just like the flag, please. Psychonauts is a little bit asleep at the wheel. He's just going to let this go. Yeah, he's too late. Unless Savior Sword doesn't run. There we go. There's the run. Thank you, Lucky Noob. Thank you, Specia Heat. Yeah, he just lets Psychonauts was all ready for it, but he parked outside and just wasn't ready for it. Savior Sword is bolder, parked right on top of the center, picked up the flag immediately, and he gets the cap. So Psychonaut says, well, what if I get the second capture? Is that okay? What's up, Bazump? Oh, right. Right, because I'm doing this. You're right, Bazump. Different observer interface. Means you gotta adjust some stuff. The cup's in a fine place. I'm not gonna worry about that. Thank you, though. Happy Friday, man. Good to see you out here on the stream. Okay, so Psychonauts picks up the second capture of the day. First one for him. One capture for Savior Sword. Nobody else has any else. Psychonauts is working on it. Zealots holding against these lings. And yes, sending another probe down to bucket brigade this a little bit at least. Coming to join the party, though, is Jericho. He's got his own zealots. He's got his own probe. Capture it. Psychonauts captures. Okay, flag back. Immediate pickup. Run. But Speedlings are chasing. Oh, my gosh. Run. Jukes. Oh, Savior Sword pulls back. Allows it. Allows the capture to happen here. Jericho jumping on this could be a big deal. I'm actually, Bazump, to answer the 4-3 ratio position for the minimap, I'm actually in the game as an observer. I'm considered a player, but also I'm obsing. And the reason I do that for this is so I can get access to the alerts for when people to show where the flag is. When somebody gets 4 captures, it alerts the players, and you don't get that when you're in an ob slot. Only if you're in a player slot, which is where I am. Not technically playing, but close enough for the game's purposes. Wander's going to start killing somebody soon. Psychonauts is getting 3 caps pretty fast. But as always, the warning is when you hit 4. Oh no, are you blocked? No, Psychonauts, dude, your probe is blocked because you have a Dragoon on the ramp. Okay, he recognized it. He recognized it, and then he replaced it with a new... Okay, there's a gap there. I was going to say, there's a new Dragoon blocking it up. Jericho's being pretty passive, man. He's got a 3rd Nexus and everything, but I really feel like he could take the center away from Psychonauts, but... Dude, this is the 4th capture. He's getting it at 8 minutes. Ah, intercept and snipe. There we go. Jericho decides enough nonsense is enough nonsense. Savior Sword says the same thing. Yeah, I don't think Psychonauts has enough to defeat this army. Not the Zealots and the Dragoons together. Jericho, 3rd base, looking good. Psychonauts doesn't quite know where the flag is. Psychonauts, it's over here. Psychonauts. Psychonauts, where Psychonauts, buddy? You could have what are you doing? It's right there. Why did you send a probe over here? Pick it up and return it. You're gonna let Savior Sword pick it up? Psychonauts, what happened? You had a probe within spitting distance of it. You sent it over here for some reason. Did he think he picked that up? I don't know, dude. Can disable that minimap option. Wait. What? Really? Oh. I see. Ugh. That makes a ton of sense. Thanks, Bazump. Good enough. All right, well, Savior Sword gets a cap because I don't know what this probe was doing, but he could have gotten another capture and didn't. So now Savior Sword's going to get 3 caps. Psychonauts has 3 caps. Jericho's trying to push center here. There are lurker eggs. He's trying to kill the lurker eggs before they... You know what? Dragoon's pretty okay at this. Does kill another one, but one lurker is able to burrow in. That sucks. That is problematic. Vulture's running around out here from Wander. 3-3. Again, does Wander want capture? Does Wander want to kill people? That's the question of the day. Okay, unloading the siege tanks, and Savior Sword's in a lot of trouble. He's also engaging up this way. Where is the flag? Oh, right here, just outside. I'm not sure who tried to pick that up, but it was dropped. Because the worker was killed. I don't think the worker can choose to drop it. Alright, Savior Sword's got it, but this tank setup is a problem at its third base. Lag. Oh my gosh, the lag. Did you see that extractor die? My goodness.
I'll see you dead for this, Kerrigan. For Phoenix, and all the others who got caught between you and your mad quest for power.
Why is the GOAT Patreon notification coming? It did that yesterday too, so it's not a re-up. He barely sneaks this one in. Savior Sword is being very good with this man. Hydro Lurker doing a lot of work for him. Unfortunately, the siege tanks of Wander are a major problem. That said, he can still sneak a capture in out of the range of these siege tanks, so maybe it's not the biggest deal. It makes some mutas. Shut down the siege tanks. 5 kills, 6 kills, 4 kills, 4 kills. Man, impressive stuff. Alright, so this should be... No, Psychonauts, don't let him... Oh my gosh, Psychonauts is just... not really paying attention as closely as its Savior Sword is, I think. I think that's what's happening here.
I'll see you dead for this, Kerrigan. For Phoenix, and all the others who got caught between you and your mad quest for power.
And again, I don't know if this Vincent is a new patron or an old one, but thanks, Vincent, for being a patron at patreon.com/FalconPaladin. Okay, we gotta take this seriously now. And he does manage to pick it up this time. Not allow Savior Sword just to get 7 caps immediately. Jericho's moving out. What's up, No Life Zerg TV? If you want the whole video for that, there it is. It's an amazing one from about 2010, I think. Wander might just be killing Savior Sword. Savior Sword is 1 away from getting the 7th capture, which will win him the game. I think Psychonauts needs to capture and pick up and go again. Fast, 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 fast. Yeah, Wander just has way more stuff than Savior Sword does. Savior Sword's gonna be mad again that he's getting killed in a game where the objective is not to kill your opponents, but to get the most points. You a streamer, No Life? Oh, did he do it? He didn't do it. He didn't do it. Ah, he could have done it and he didn't do it. But maybe he's going to win anyway. Does he have a Reaver in that shuttle? He decides not to engage anyway. Psycho takes it, takes his 4th cap. Savior Sword is not really in a position to do anything right now. Jericho controls center with an iron fist, and he's going to get his first capture now. I don't see anybody in a position to intercept it. Wander's not going to do it. Sometimes you stream StarCraft too. That's cool. I'll give you a follow. There we go. Yeah, Jericho. Ooh, Technic Carriers next of all. Jericho trying to push into Psychonauts a little bit, allowing Wander to take the middle. Dude. Okay, I guess. Wander does a dropship hot pickup. Very nicely done, honestly. Unload, load. Doesn't take more than half a second for that SCV to pick that up. Savior Sword trying to retake his natural. Not allowed to say the remaining tank and Goliath here, hilariously. Yeah, Wander might just pull this off. He might actually win this thing. He's got a million siege tanks. They have 2-2 upgrades here at 15 minutes. It's a decent Protoss scary army with 2-0 upgrades themselves. But without any Psy Storm and going into carrier tech, which is going to take a minute, he might be able to do this. It might be a situation where waiting for the carriers might get Jericho killed here. Yeah, if Savior Sword was a Protoss, I would not put it past him to already have Arbiters and be able to sneak an Arbiter recall capture to get his 7th one. But with Zerg, I don't know what you do. I don't know how he gets through all these tanks. He doesn't have anything, let alone enough to deal with that. Okay, so that's 3 captures for Wander. And he just has an iron fist on the center here. I think I might have already said that, but good goodness. Jericho hanging out. Okay, that's 4. That's another pickup and a retreat. Jericho says it's time to go. I don't know if anybody else has a standing army, Lucky Noob. He's going for it, but that's not enough. It's simply not enough Protoss here. He couldn't afford to wait for the carriers. And I think that's going to give the win here to Wander. That's 5. D-Matrix the dropship just in case. I don't think he has to worry about it. But yeah, Psychonauts has got a couple Reavers, and that's about it. He got pushed really hard by Jericho. The 3 carriers show up, and you're like, hold on, maybe. That's 6, and if you can get this one, go, 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 go. Get away from the carriers. There it is. Yeah, the carriers are too late. They're too late. If they'd showed up sooner, the Mutas are chasing, but that's not happening. And that's a GG. Wonderful, wonderful game from Wander. Just powered up, macroed up, let some other people get some early captures. Yeah, the stacked missile turrets. GG Wander. He killed Savior Sword because Savior was the biggest threat there, and Wander pulls it out with a Terran victory. Out killing everybody by a pretty wide margin. GG Wander. That was Wander, Jericho. See, his name is Wander. Yeah, Wander was probably the favorite there. Savior Sword's like, I had 6 captures. I was so close to the victory. You were, which is great with Zerg. Yeah, pretty impressive Zerg play from Savior Sword. It's his weakest race, but it doesn't mean he's bad with it. All right, we're going to do one more thing. I kind of want to all your base. Nah, no I don't. I don't want to... brain not working well today. When sick, brain not good. Monobattle? Let's Monobattle. I've done that one in a few days. I think maybe we're just going to wrap it up with the Monobattle. And I am going to go to sleep because I need some rest here. Good. Good. No, it is not fun at all. That's what I hear, Ultra. Alright, so we're going to go Monobattle, which is fun and kind of low stress because you only have to make one unit. You don't have to choose what composition to go for. You don't have to choose like what to do to counter the enemy. You choose Zealot, you make Zealots the whole game. You choose Hydras, you make Hydras the whole game. It's very easy. I'm going to step away for a second, though. Go blow by does, because this is getting gross. Be right back. Hoorah. Alright, so we got 3 and 2 here. We just need one more person to hop in. And Bazump hopped in. Hooray. Bazump to the rescue. Okay, so we got Save Your Sword, Gallons, and Jericho. Wander. Okay, we're gonna. Wander and Bazump on the same team seems bad. How do we want to do this? Let's swap out Jericho for... Are Kardiox jump in too? Ah! Okay. Well, now it's 3v4. Hey, thermostat. Woohoo. Yeah, who the heck is thermostat? 1,000 losses, 900 or wins, 900 losses. Big account. The thermostat wants to obs. It's Monobattle though. Programmer Matt says he's really good. Oh, he can't play. Fine. Obs it is. We are all in meetings, says Wander. Could be. Okay, so Save Your Sword, Gallons, Bazump, Wander, Akadiox, and Jericho. I think we're gonna roll with this. Let's do it. Good luck, have fun. Let's go. He says he's in a meeting, though. Even if I tell him that he should play, he's not going to play. He'll play with us later, maybe. That would be neat. All right, what do we got? Team left side versus team right side here. 3v3 Monobattle. Save Your Sword chooses, chooses ban draft. So each team gets to ban one unit from this Monobattle. Tanks get drafted immediately. And then Wander is a bit of a Chaos Goblin. So what's he going to choose? What is a Wander thing to ban? Dragoon. Okay, so goons are out, tanks are out. Save Your Sword and Bazump get to pick. I guess everyone just kind of picks immediately with a draft. Okay, well that was fast. We got another pick here from Wander. And Jericho pops in too. What is this? We're not taking turns, we're just like spawning in. Wander not picked yet? Nope, Wander picked Reaver, it looks like. And we've got both Gallons and Jericho in the middle here. Savior chose Zealot, so he's going to kill this here Cerebrate. It's a very Protoss thing to do. Gallons thinking as, oh, Jericho chose Lurker. Meeting was canceled. All right. Gallons, what you picking, dude? Muta. Okay, now Akadiox has his brown civilian, and he's going to choose... The warp gate means random. Ultralisk, that's fun. Wander's like, we need anti-air. Ultralisk. All right. So these are the teams. Let's get them in the top left so people know what we have. Okay, got it. Well, could be interesting. Left side, we've got a red Protoss player. It is Save Your Sword. He's making Zealots. Next door is a blue Zerg. It's Gallons. He's a Mutalisking guy. And then we have a purple Terran down the bottom left making Goliaths. It is Bazump. On the right side, an orange Protoss named Wander has Reavers. We've got Ultralisks coming out from Akadiox, and then Lurkers from Jericho. So, I mean, the Mutas are going to be a massive problem here, obviously. But I was going to say, if you can get out there fast and take down the Mutalisk player, maybe you can pull this thing off, but the Zealot pressure is going to be intense. They're going to have to build cannons to deal with the Zealots. This is tough. This is really, really tough. Well, let's get a prediction rolling there anyway. Oh, that's true. Terran can just lift the command center and at least force a draw here. Although, I don't know. I'm not actually sure if there are any dead airspaces you can hide a command center on this map. So you could totally build spores and cannons and stuff to kill it, no matter where it's floating. Like, if that's all it came down to was killing somebody's command center, then you could cannon and kill it, I bet. What's up, G22? I have not seen Ford versus Ferrari with Christian Bale and Matt Damon. Is that who's in that movie? I don't think that's who's in that movie. It totally is, you're right. Huh, John Bernthal's in there too. So no, haven't seen it. It has an 8.1 on IMDb and 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. And 81% on Metacritic. Ford versus Ferrari 2019. Yeah, I don't know. Really not much of a car guy. Not really my jam, so I never really bothered with it. No, G22 enjoyed it a lot. G22 recommends Ford versus Ferrari. 10 out of 10. Phoenix also recommends it. I gotta watch Andor Season 2. That's what I need to do with my time. Alright, well, Zealots are going to be a problem here. Jericho doesn't have any Sunkens at all. So he's pretty much just going to die. Dude, how do you not have a Sunken in your main? Like, one, I understand you get overwhelmed by too many Zealots to actually fight this, but man alive, not even having a single Sunken. Akadiox is like, I shouldn't have chosen Ultralisks there. I should have looked what the other team had. What's up, Popolfo? A little bit sick today, Popolfo. How you doing? Yeah, Jericho taps out. We might have to try this one again and actually choose things. Like, choose some anti-air if someone on the enemy team, yeah, has, whatever. Yeah, let's roll again. Let's give that another try. Because Akadiox was not quite on top of what his team needed him to pick. Which is, I mean, not really fair for them to put him in that position in the first place, to be fair. All right, G22 is on his way. Ten-hour night shift and then did errands. Good grief, Popolfo. Yeah, that does sound like a long week. What you playing these days, Popolfo? You got a game you playing, or are you just watching the Twitch for your gaming experience? Well, there's G22. He made it in. Okay, so we got Save Your Sword Gallons, Wander Bazump, Akardiox, and G22. So we can 3v3 this thing. I have to split up Wander and Bazump. I'm sorry. Detroit jumped in. Detroit! Alright. Ultra play. Fake Detroit? Ooh. Fancy. Okay, cool. So Ultra's in. Detroit's in. Fake Detroit's in. Detroit bulk. Ah. Detroit. Very sneaky. Could be happy. Detroit. Making a Smurf Detroit's name. That's pretty funny. They don't want to say anything, so I don't know who it is. Tell us something only the real Detroit would know. Alright, missile turrets can shoot down. Forgot to mention that. Okay, round 2 Monobattle. Fight. Save your sword. Going for the ban of the tank again. Fair enough. We got 4s this time, though. And then G22 gets to pick. Oh, wait. Did someone drop? Yeah, where did Detroit go? You're right. Detroit is gone. Ah, for heaven's sakes. What happened? We're lagging, too. What's up, Jordan? How's it going, man? Jordan's a streamer, too. Check him out. He does Minecraft stuff, so if you're a Minecraft fan, might be worth taking a look. What's up, Chris? On the red dimension, how you doing? I did not watch the Minecraft movie, Jordan. No. Where did Detroit go? Detroit, where are you? We need you for 4v4 Monobattle. Did your game crash? Sometimes that happens. Also, Gallons is red. That's weird. Sarah the Queen hops in. I'm not sure who that is. Is that Detroit? Ah, Sarah the Queen is Phoenix. Maybe. I don't see any indication that's true, but alright. GLHF. Fugalugga. I'm worried about that red on Gallons earlier, but he's green now. Someone... Oh, that's another red. Who was that that was red? Freaking internet, man. Okay, let's do it for real this time. Save your sword. We've seen this 2 times, now the 3rd time. Excuse me, big sneezes. Take down. A Cardiox gets to ban now. What's he thinking about? Ban random. Can you do that? He gets Zealot. Okay. Here we go. Save your sword, picking out first. Making a beeline for Dragoons. Very safe, very easy pick. A Cardiox. See, now our Cardiox can pick whatever he wants. If you're the last person to pick, then yes. you can kind of screw it up for your team. But if you're first person to pick for your team, you do whatever you want, and they have to accommodate for you. He's thinking about Goliath, thinking about it real, real hard, and there it is. Goliath it is. Whoop. Okay, Goliath it is. Next up, we've got Ultra Cool 69, who is Lucky Noob. Going for Hydras. So far, it's Dragoons, Hydras, and Goliaths. Everyone choosing for stuff they can shoot up and down after the last game. Gallon's now going to choose something. Marines. Unfortunately, you don't get medics for those Marines, so they can lose effectiveness pretty quickly. See, G22. Pondering. I think he would choose tank, but tank's not available. It's like, would Defiler be good? It's tough because you can only consume other Defilers or Overlords or, like, Larva. Or drones. Okay, so he goes Reaver. Whoa. Bazump. Thinking. Goes High Templar. So that's splash damage here for team whatever. I think they're going to be team right side. I don't know. Wandering around. Wandering in and chooses Vulture. Interesting. Vulture sucks, says G22. Alright, so Sarah the Queen, who might be Phoenix. I don't know. And he goes Muta. A lot of anti-air on this map. So there's our group. There's our teams. All right, introduce these players. Team left side, it's a red Protoss, Savior Sword, making Dragoons. We have a blue Zerg player. It is Jericho, making Hydralisks. G22 is teal Protoss. He's reavering it up, and then we have Vultures on the bottom left. It's a purple Terran. His name is Wander. On the right side, we have Cardiox, who's a Terran player building Goliaths. We got Marine production non-stop here from Gallons. Also, High Templar for some storm support out of Bazump. And then Sarah the Queen, who is a Zerg player who's making nothing but Mutalisks. So we've got our teams, we've got our names. Let's get a prediction rolling out there on the Twitch side of things. Yeah, if you can knock one person out in a 4v4, it gets a lot easier. Question is, can you do it? No. Pixel, it doesn't. If you chose High Templar, you can only make High Templar. You can't morph Archons with them. If you chose Archons, you can make High Templar, but they can't do anything except morph into an Archon. Same thing if you chose Lurkers. You can make Hydras, but all they can do is run around. They can't shoot until you morph them into a Lurker. Somebody should tell a Cardiox that you can build turrets that shoot down in here. He should know that, right? But I'm not sure. What's up, Neondler? Happy Friday. Happy weekend. Hydras are out from Lucky Noob. Just a couple of them, but just enough to keep the enemy honest at this point, I think. Savior Sword says, what if we go together? What if we get Dragoons and Hydras together and we go push? I mean, Dragoons, Hydras, and the Vultures seem like a pretty potent kind of early mid-game push here. Hey, look, a Dragoon. Hey, look, he's building turret. There it is. Get him. Get him. Yeah. Turret shooting down. That's what we're here for. Marine pressure coming in from Gallons from right side to left side too, though. Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? I think Happy made this map, so Happy's the one that... I think it's not that hard from what I understand. You can choose anything that has an attack, and there's just a variable that says attack up, attack down, or neither. And you can just add attack down, as far as I know. Yeah, look at those turrets go! Yeah, turrets keeping people alive against early harass. That's what we're here for. B-22's Vulture should do pretty well against these Marines with decent micro. Especially if you can drag the Marines into the turrets. He's trying to spider mine them, but the spider mines get target fired. Good job there by Gallons. Great target firing. Yeah, I think it might be a result of the new editor, Pixel Art. There's SMC Draft, or SCM Draft, something like that people use these days. That might be the difference, yeah. Ooh. So he proxied down here, Gallons did. Didn't expand, but he's kind of in a position where he can expand now. He's got a bunker in case these Vultures show up. They've got the spider mines. Yeah. There's SCM Draft, and then there's another one that I'm spacing on right now. I can't remember, but if like Happy was here or Savior Sword was here, they could tell us what the map editor they use these days is. Yeah, this is good. These Marines are getting absolutely bodied by these Vultures of Wander. Yeah, this whole area, one bunker is not going to be enough to stop this many Hydras. One turret. Is that an empty bunker? They decide to sneak on down here, and okay, that's good. Does Caribou help against ground? No. It does not, but Savior Swords, 3 Dragoons are here. Also, D22's got a Reaver on the right side of the map. Ooh, sniping off High Templar. This is looking pretty bad for Team Right side. Dragoon sniping off a ton of workers for Bazump. His High Templar, all they can do to defend themselves is storm. Goliath come in, good snipe on that shuttle. Nice job by a Cardiox. The Goliaths are going to be a big part of the defense here for Team Right side, and he is out here. He's on his feet. He's ready to go. So Gallons is in a tough way. Gallons lost all of his barracks. He is trying to build turrets to stay alive. Yeah, trying to storm these Goliaths is one thing you can do. Or these Dragoons, the Goliaths, have to be helping you out with this thing for sure. And taking another base here is Wander. Alright, so the first Mutalisks appear to be out here, and they can help. There you go. Completely shut this thing down. D22's trying to do some really good Reaver micro, but against Mutas, it turns out it's really tough. Really should unload the Reaver about now. Can you get away from this? Dude, nicely done. Alright. Mutas with a little better micro, I think, maybe could have taken him down, but got a little bit lucky there. Vultures getting behind the mineral line of Sarah the Queen. Muta's going to deal with those too. So once there's a big Mutaflock, Team Left side might be in a bit of trouble. Obviously, the Dragoons are going to trade pretty well against Mutas. The Hydras as well going to trade fairly well. But if it's a lot of Mutalisks and you don't have any splash damage, it gets really tough. Oh. Yeah, Dragoons and Hydras together here are going to be pretty good, especially with the Reaver support. Team Left side's comp looks pretty good right now. And Team Left side seems to be working together a little bit better as well. The Muta's hiding in the middle. It does pull these Hydras back. No, they're just coming up the other way to deal. Reaver drop in. It's tough to get Reaver drops to work when somebody has a lot of Goliaths, because they can take down both the Reaver and they're really good against the shuttle too. Hydra's busting a ramp. There are a couple missile turrets here. Not enough to stop these Hydralisks though. Do they have upgrades yet? They've got range, they have speed, they have +1. So nicely done by Lucky Noob. Gonna try to Goliath these suckers down, but Hydra's busting on in. Not looking good for Team Right side here. Cardiox needs more. Really only on one base too, which is a big problem right now. Ended up losing that one. And here comes Savior Sword with a ton of Dragoons as well. So this is tough. Mutas are doing some work. Definitely doing some work down here, but ow. G22 says, if we work together, we are unstoppable. Yeah, this is going pretty good. Trying to bring the storms over to shut this whole thing down. Marines, get up the ramp. Marines, you can do it. Yeah. So Marines on the front lines and then Hydras on the back lines throwing storms down should be able to clean this up. Nobody's at 100 supply yet, but Savior Sword's at 70 supply of goons, man. Okay, good storm. Storm dodging in. The Reavers of Jericho are here, though. Mutas, get in here. You can clean up what's left. Muta's not that way, the other way. Oh, but don't eat. Okay, don't eat the storm from your teammate, though. That's not a great idea. Does not have Charon boost yet. Cardiox, we need Charon boost. I know you don't have a lot of money, and you know you don't have a lot of gas either. What? Trump for Peace isn't G22? That's G22, not Jericho. I thought Ultra Cool was Jericho. Oh gosh, the High Templar, what are they doing? Why are they here? Oh goodness. They all died without getting a single storm off. That's not good. Without the High Templar, I don't know if you can deal with this, Team Right Side. That was a big mistake from Bazump. The Muta's trying to clear this whole gosh darn thing out. Not really enough of them to do it, but together, maybe? Save your sword. Big old Dragoons. Okay, here comes a bunch of Psy Storm. Bazump's got more where those ones came from. Sniping out the Reavers. The Mutalisks doing their best against the Reaver stuff. Super helpful for sure. It's just that the Dragoons now are really problematic. Again, these Marines would be able to deal with them, but they don't have any medics, so when they stim, that energy, that health is never coming back. But somehow it seems like Team Right Side is kind of stabilized here, at least a little bit. 6 kills, 4 kills, 3 kills, 3 kills. These Dragoons are putting in some work. Okay, well, 1 Dragoon remains there behind the chat. Decide not to actually finish him off here, but it really seems like Marsara Guy. Thanks for the resub at tier 1 for 6 months in a row. Happy Friday, dude. Good to see ya. Constant supporter of the channel, Marsara Guy. Yeah, see, that shuttle died easily. I don't know why it was so weird the first time the Mutas were chasing that shuttle down. Bazump, Psystorm's putting in some work here without a doubt. I mean, without Bazump here, I think it might be already over. Marines, get in there, guys. Yeah, Stim Marines plus Storm, super good combo against Hydras. Really good. If they had medics, it'd be better, but okay. Here comes Save Your Sword, 1-1-1 Dragoons. All right, Stim Marines with Psystorm support should be able to do this. Yeah, the Dragoons are holding still because they're fighting against the Marines. Psystorm, good unit. Great unit. Mutas of Sarah the Queen trying to harass Save Your Sword's probe line a little bit. Yeah, and take down a cannon with your +1 Mutas, absolutely. But so many more Dragoons of Save Your Sword are coming in. The Vultures of Wander are here to snipe out the High Templar as much as they can. And they get another one, maybe one more with the Dragoon support, maybe, but also maybe not. Yeah, Mass Dragoon here is going very well. A Cardiac's only able to be on one base today has been a major problem for Team Right Side. He needed a second base early, and he wasn't quite able to get there, and therefore not able to keep up with the production of a Savior Sword, for example, who's on 3 bases, including this top left one, which we should definitely include. Yeah, Wander taking this base away from Team Bottom, or Team Right Side is also pretty good. A Cardiax is getting murdered straight up. Lucky Noob running in with his Hydralisks. Sniping High Templar. Gallons taps out. His Marines did not get the job done as much as he needed it to, and I'm not sure he ever really got off one base either is the problem. Cardiax taps, and it's Bazumpetzer, the Queen left, and Team Left Side gets the win. GG's, GG's. All right. that was nicely done by Team Left. Save your sword, definitely a big part of that for sure. We don't get any stats, unfortunately, but the production there by Save Your Sword was definitely impressive. Okay, that's going to be it for me today then. I am really not feeling well, but at least the voice didn't go away before the end of the stream. Let's raid somebody real quick. We'll be back tomorrow, depending on how well I feel then. No promises, but hopefully I'll feel better tomorrow. The noon Eastern time start stream for the stream is scheduled and ready to go, so... Gonna get some rest. Gonna get a raid out on GG Easy. And thanks for the support today, especially Ultra for those 10 gifted subs. Thanks to Vincent for being a patron. Marsaragai for resubbing at tier 1. Also Joy resubbing at tier 1 for 11 months in a row. Bargo pledging on Patreon. Dullaville pledging yesterday, resubbing with Prime, and Vincent on Patreon for $1.50. So, love y'all. Back tomorrow, more StarCraft. I'm gonna go to sleep. Catch you later. Bye.